Gonna jump behind him, jump on the fucking scenery in the fucking back. So that you don't have to, like, worry about getting hit by anything. And at that point, just fucking do, like, Fast Crush.
Nice shoot.
That was gonna be a good outdoor lamps up until neither of those flames fucking hit the goddamn lamp.
Thanks for
Thank you, Sparks. Music, I don't know why they didn't program so if the music stops working, it just skips past the part for like 5 seconds. This is very long.
to hit that.
Oh, this is just lovely. What a shitty fucking glimmer. I have to deal with it constantly. I fucking hate this disc, man. Why does it happen so often? Why is it only levels in fucking Summer Forest? Oh, now it decides it wants to continue at the very end of the level. What bullshit. Go fuck yourself, Glimmer. Thanks for the good luck, Anchovy.
Hello there. Great. Okay, when you jump in the water, you
One day I'll
use the
get revenge
D-pad
on
to
her,
move around the
'cause
surface. Use square to dive underwater. When you are underwater, use X to paddle and square to charge.
I think I'm gonna try doing fast crush this
Before you
time.
get to the castle
Just
dungeon,
get a crush gold. And if it don't work, I'll reset, because this run isn't super good anyway. And I flame charged too early. This ain't golden, because I missed one of them. Yep.
No, crap.
Oh well. I didn't die, so I'll just keep it going. Spinning, spinning. More spinning. Clutch up, turn a bit. Turn a little bit more. Get the flame charge and the orb. Flop off, flame a few more times. Death abuse. Go back up here. Get all these gems. Go down here. Flop off. Right here. Line up, gulp, skip. And then Spyro drops down. Not his shadow. Spyro does. Jump, charge, glide. Charge on the ground. Glide through the fucking out of bounds into the gulp loading zone.
Gulp, we finally.
Only lose 6 seconds, like a boss. And then we're gonna get the best RNG of all time in gulp. Playing them 3 times in the butt for best barrel RNG. Just kidding. We'll have one of them just despawn. Gulp looks up to the sky like an idiot. A bomb gets dropped. I shoot the bomb at Gulp's butt, hits him, he takes 1 point of damage. I circle around him. He looks up at the sky again like an idiot. This time we're getting 2 rockets. Hit him with both rockets. That's a double hit. Pat, are you getting all this? This is going to be on the exam later next week. Here's a barrel. Here's a bomb. Here's another bomb. We're going to line up this bomb. Just kidding. Oh. And then we kill him 2 times. But actually, we only did 2 damage to him. We didn't kill him yet. We still didn't do another 4 damage. Just kidding. We're not going to get a double there. I went for the wrong barrel. More eggs drop. This one's a rocket. I'm certain to get another barrel. Now we just need to do 1 more damage to him and lose some time in goal because, you know, RNG hates us. By us, I mean me. You get in this chat. Shoot a bomb at him. He walks right into it. He does a little backflip and then flops on his belly. Fades to black. We split. Lose 14 seconds. That's okay, though. I'm a chill guy, so I don't really care or anything. And we load into Winter Tundra, skip through some cutscenes. You know, like we do. I charge forward, grab all these gems. Because, you know, Sparks is helpful like that. And I hit the penguin proxy. Just kidding. It was a forward proxy. Didn't actually help us. That's okay. There's a little out-of-bounds climb we can do to get up here anyway. It loses like 7 seconds, but it's fine. We glide over here. We climb up these stairs, all chill-like. Was this for the entire run? Yeah, and then we glide out of bounds, and this out of bounds, we can actually go to the final level, Dragon Shores, and go on vacation, and hope we don't ever have to do this run again. Just kidding, we're actually here to get a special power-up for the rest of the run. So there's no intro cutscene, so we're just able to turn right here, and then we do a very precise double jump, which doesn't work the first try, but that's okay. We try it again, it doesn't work again. We try it a 3rd time. It doesn't work again. We try it a 4th time, it still doesn't work. We try it a 5th time. This time it does work though. And then we double jump off of here, because if you charge into this water, you actually crash the game. So we're trying to avoid staying in it as long as we can. We do double jump out of bounds, and we see this little power up here. We get it, and then we immediately leave the level. And chat, that's actually like a fireball power-up that's permanent. So now we have a fireball instead of the wimpy little flame for the rest of the run. We only lost 20 seconds getting it though, so that's not super good, but it's fine. It's not like I care too much. We climb up these stairs super quick like, then we do this out of bounds again. And chat, we're actually gonna do something called a swim in air here, where we charge down here to get to the right height. Then we charge into this water right here, and now we're swimming in the air, so we're basically flying wherever we want. And we flame charge that for a bit of time save later, get all the gems in there, and now we're in the final boss, which is Ripto. And Ripto, he's a really finicky fight. No one really likes him. He's orange, and he has a horn and a little staff. He doesn't really do much this fight.
Spyro,
He just sort of sits there and says, "Ow!" That. We picked up an orb, by the way, which doesn't actually help us do anything. But now we're in the 2nd phase of Ripto, and you see the fireball is just sort of demolishing him. And we fire up here to get an early hit, which we saw we got an early hit at the 2nd phase of Ripto. And we're fireballing in specific places so that Ripto runs straight into these fireballs. But it doesn't really work out because Ripto has other plans to do whatever the hell he wants to do, which is really annoying sometimes. But we're going to land some fireballs here, hover, and then we're going to go straight up. We're able to hit him again really early right there. And that's the Ripto fight. We're going to lose some time here, but it doesn't matter. I'm chill like that, so it's fine. We skip through all these cutscenes. And now we're back in Dragon Shores, and this is actually how you're supposed to get to Dragon Shores in the first place. But we wanted the fireball first, so now we just end up leaving. And then we split. We lost 2 seconds. You know, that's not as bad as I thought it would be, but it's still not very good. So now this is where the real run begins, because it's not even 15 minutes into the run. And as you see on my splits, it actually goes for an hour and 40 minutes and 54 seconds. So we get all these gems here, and we're supposed to flame charge both of those baskets, but I missed them. But now we're in Robotica Farms, which which is a really fun level, as you guys will see soon. Very movement oriented. But one thing we got to do before we get to the end of the level is we have to kill 15 enemies to activate the supercharge power-up. That is at the end of the level, which will help us later on in the run. By later on, I mean like a couple minutes from now. We get all these gems along the way, because we won't be coming back to these areas. Making sure to kill as many enemies as we can. We do an out-of-bounds jump here to get these 2 pumpkins. You can actually break the pumpkins with your fireball. And get all these gems from that chest. And you kill all these guys. And then this guy, he says, "My fields." And he gives us an orb, because we got rid of all the bugs off of his scarecrows. So we jump across here, get all these gems. And yeah. Getting these gems here, and we're getting towards the end of the level. We're almost at that 15 kill count that we need. Or 14. So we need to kill one more enemy, but there is another enemy that's pretty easy to kill coming up. We long-range fireball. This is the mystery vase. We haven't seen it yet, but we do it the same time as we enter the cutscene for the end of the level orb. In Winter Tundra, you get orbs instead of talismans. We land right next to the next mystery vase, and nearly missed the mystery vase there. But now we have the 15 kills we need for the supercharge power-up. But we're ready to get through the rest of the level, clean up these gems. There is a sproder you can do, and sprodering is basically like charging, gliding on a wall to like keep your height or gain height. I'm bad at it though, so I just did like a normal glide and hover onto another platform. But this is the supercharge. We're moving really fast, and I actually messed it up right there. So we're gonna have to go back, because we actually need that supercharge for later parts of the level. So after we go here, we get all these gems, and these doors right here, they can only be broken with supercharge for some reason, which is really dumb in my opinion. I don't know why they programmed the pumpkins to be able to be broken by fireballs, but not the doors. But we get to the last mystery vase, and we get all the gems in it. And we get the last pumpkin here, which teleports us back up to this guy. He says, "A fire," and gives us an orb. And then we're going to turn around, use the supercharge again, but this time we're going to the end of the level, which is over here on these gems that we missed, which if you had a keen eye, you might have seen it. And as soon as we get the last gem, we leave the level. We lost 2 seconds here, but that's fine. I'm chill like that, so it's not like I care. As we get out of Robotica, we turn the camera here so we can line up to get these gems here. We go back up the stairs again, and you guys are about to see another out-of-bounds level entry. So we get back on this wall, we charge off like we normally do, but this time we charge and fall immediately and go in here. And actually portals are loaded before they're spawned in, like underneath where the portal is. So we can just go into the level if we just get out of bounds and underneath the portal. And that goes for every portal in the game. But, now we get through Metropolis. I messed up the intro part because I wasn't really focusing. But that's fine. We're getting all these gems here. And one important thing is trying not to mess up the cycle of the UFOs for the UFO minigame at the end of the level. We try to get an early fireball on this chest up here, but it does not work, so we have to get the gems manually. That wastes like a second or two. And this is actually the final boss that we'll see in the run, which is the Ox. But he, just like Ripto, he just sort of gets fireballed 5 times and then he dies. And turn around, this guy says, "Excellent work," and he gives us an orb for killing the Ox, who apparently was ravaging their armory, but all of these robots' armory stuff was like bombs, which was really weird. So we didn't mess up the cycle, which is pretty good. So we go here, we get these 2 UFOs, and we don't get the 3rd one immediately, because we want to get all these gems. And we actually missed him there. That's fine though. Because we can just kill him right there and then get those gems, which makes it so that we don't have to get those gems later on after we do UFO 2.
Excellent work.
Because there's another UFO minigame, which there's this actually dual Super Flame power-up. We already have Super Flame, but this will let us be able to fly through the level. And we can use this to get the rest of the balloons and the other UFOs. And as you can see, I kind of messed up the shot there on him, but that's fine. So now we get these gems up here, and our goal is to get that UFO as quick as we can, but I'm not sure exactly where he is. I just heard him above me, so I can tell he's gonna be coming out of that tunnel there.
Nice flying.
So now what we have to do is get the last few gems. So we get the Superfly again to help us out. We drop here. I already got that base, so we're just gonna get all these in the head bash chest. Get this last gem, jump down here, and this is where all the rest of the gems for the level is. Get that pig out of the way, and collect these gems as quick as we can, and then we exit the level, and that's Metropolis completed. So we lost 3 seconds there. That's fine though. I'm a chill guy, so it's not like it matters that much. In chat, are you guys writing this down? This is going to be on the test next week. So as we exit the Metropolis portal, we see it's actually where it's supposed to be now, because the game assumes that we unlocked it. And we get all the gems around here, and then we go over here, and you're like, what are you doing? There's just a waterfall there. Well, there's actually like a secret like water area. And when we did to the swim into Ripto earlier, we saw this orb, but we're getting it now before we enter the next level, which is actually a speedway. It's actually Canyon Speedway. And speedways, you're given like super flight and supercharge, and you're just tasked with killing like either 36 or 40 like dudes. They're just like around the level, and we're just going to try to do this as quick as we can. It's like a specific route for it. And I've already fucked it up, as you guys can see, but it's okay. I'm a chill guy like that, so it's not like it matters that much to me. So now we get these rings, but our vulture cycle, which is the last enemy we didn't really see, passed right underneath them. And yeah, so we get the last of the vultures. Oh, Deo Man raided me. What's up, Deo? I'm just explaining to my chat right now, like, what's going to be on the test next week, you know, like, pretty much all of 100%. So you guys might want to take some notes, too. So now we're in the mini-game for Canyon Speedway, which is actually just shooting a bunch of balloons on Hunter's, like, a drone or whatever, which is kind of crazy. But it goes pew, and it's a really chill part of the level. And it takes like a minute or two, so it will be here for a second. Yeah, thanks for the raid, Dale. I hope your runs went well. But to get back on track right now, because this will be on the test next week, guys. You want to make sure that you hit all the balloons, because we didn't actually hear Hunter's dialogue. If we miss any of the balloons, we have to start the minigame over again. Almost world record again. Nice! 119 is coming up, I swear. But we're getting all the balloons here. We're gonna get an early shot on this one, hopefully. We don't actually get it, but we get another early shot right there. And then there's only 2 more balloons left, so we're gonna get this one. We're gonna try to get this one as quick as we can to end the minigame instantly. And I'm actually losing a lot of time here because, you know, I messed up the time attacks part, but that's fine. I'm a chill guy, so it's not like I care. And then I'm gonna get some water. You know, I've been talking a lot because this will be on the test next week. So we get all these gems, and then we're gonna climb up the infamous stairs. So we get all these gems from that head bash crate, and then you can head bash these rocks to get a gem out of them. Now we're going to the next level, which is Mystic Marsh. And also, I want to say, like, thanks for the 2 follows. I don't know if you guys talked in chat, so I won't call you out if I don't need to. But I appreciate the follows, and again, I appreciate the raid Deo. So we're gonna start off Mystic Marsh. Mystic Marsh has like a really long, like, Rube Goldberg machine sort of quest that starts with the professor here. So we want to talk to the professor like as soon as we can to get an egg. I don't know why he has an egg, but we need to get his pencil back. So we need to do a big like trading mission. And just that basket there, but that's fine. I can just get it right then. And we pick up this egg again, and we try not to get squashed by the elephant because getting squashed actually loses time, believe it or not. And we're going to do some precise double jumps to get up on top of the fountain here, and this is more towards the end of the level. And we're going to activate the next minigame, which is what Basil the Explorer gives us. And basically, we have to kill these 3 guys that stole his car's spark plugs, because they desperately needed the money, I guess. So we're going to pre-fire 2 of them, and we actually missed one of them. But that's fine. I'm a chill guy, so I'm not mad about it. So I end up that was very bad, chat. Don't write that down. That's not part of the test. So we're gonna get out of bound through the water there, and we're gonna put the egg in the nest because that's how you do the next part of the quest, where you get this seed. If you fire that guy. And then, if you pause and unpause, the spark plug automatically, like, collects, so we don't have to sit through the whole cutscene of it flying over to us and all that. But now we're gonna get these gems here. And the seed, there's this little flowering pot here. So we want to throw it in there, and we're trying to line this up to, I don't know why the cutscene lasted so long, but now we have a rubber duck. And we're gonna help out a poor mother in need who wants another duck. For some reason. I don't know why she needs it. She's probably greedy or something. But we're gonna get all these gems up here first. And, you know, just like, the gems are everywhere in this game, so it's like not a clear path. We pre-fire the duck down there, and we get the cutscene early, which is actually really good. Because we don't want to, like, you know, have to deal with it later. I almost got squashed by the elephant there, but I didn't, because, you know, kind of a pro gamer. So we're gonna get these gems and kill that frog so we have an extra sparks. Because being on green sparks is really scary, because if sparks actually disappears after green, because if you get hit 3 times, sparks disappears, he goes from gold, blue to green. And then we're gonna pre-fire this guy, but also collect all these gems we left earlier. And then that's the end of Basil's mission. He gives us an orb, he says wahoo. You probably heard that. But now we're getting all these chests here. And then we're diving in the water, and then we're gonna do like a little wrap around, you know, get those gems. And then we're gonna try to pre-fire this cooking pot, because we got a turnip. And we didn't actually hit it, chat. And we messed up the movement, but that's fine. We pick up the turnip, and then we jump shoot it into the pot. And out of the pot, there's a coin. I don't know who put a coin in their soup, but that's probably not a good idea. Like, the metal from the coin, along with all the germs from the people that have been holding it, probably not healthy. we're going to put the coin into the fountain, and the pencil that we need to give the professor is actually in the top of the fountain, which putting a coin in there makes the pencil pop out or something, which is kind of crazy if you ask me, because like, what's the pencil doing up there and how'd it pop out? But we actually lost a lot of time in this level because my movement was bad, but that's fine. We're only 54 seconds behind. I'm chill. So we're going to go to average segments instead, because now I'm only 13 seconds behind, if you really see. So we're going to turn the camera, and then there's actually an orb in this rock where we need head bash. So we double jump and head bash it, and then we're getting all these gems as we go to the next level. I actually missed a flame charge there, which not that important, but now we're talking to the professor, and he opens up cloud temples. And this is another level which wasn't active when we first came into the homeworld. We had to talk to the professor with a certain amount of orbs, but we could have gone out of bounds to underneath it, but that's slow. So we're not doing that. Flame charge that guy and get all these gems at the beginning. And fireball all these guys in rock here, those are actually enemies. And we don't actually want to like get hit by them because that's time loss, guys. And we get all these gems up here. And I'm going to turn the camera a bit and all these gems. And one thing about all these like little red warlock dudes is that they sort of lock your camera if you sort of look at them too long. So we're going to try to keep them off camera as long as we can. So we don't even look at this other guy over here. We double jump up here, and then we double jump again. This avoids having to like talk to the other guy. And we actually get both pre-fires on the bells, which is pretty good. Now he activates the whirlwind for us because he thinks we're actually doing the mini game, and we haven't even gotten enough soul particles to like activate it. And since we have fireball, we can just fireball all the bells.
Thanks, Spyro.
And we complete his task, which is just ringing the bells. It's kind of easy. I missed the flame charge there, but that's fine. Now if we jump and turn right immediately, that warlock doesn't want to look at us. Fireball those guys, and you can actually shoot that warlock from underneath the platform, which is kind of cool. And what we're going to do now is we're going to fireball that guy from far away, collect these gems, and then we're going to talk to Agent Zero,
I'm a secret.
who is a secret agent who has a mini game where we have to follow him to a secret hideout without being caught. But since we killed that warlock, we activated like the little teleport to the end of the level cutscene to get that orb, which is why we lined up the shot in the first place, so we could start the Agent Zero mini game, but also get that orb at the same time. We're going to stand in a few specific spots that Agent Zero can't see, all while collecting all the last gems, because we saved this part for last because it's basically an auto-scroller minigame. You just have to wait for Agent Zero to walk all the way. We fire at that head bash crate from far away, and just so it's opened up so we can get all these gems a little easier. We finally circle around, and we're gonna just follow Agent Zero into his little hideout right here. He's like, what? Because we weren't supposed to be able to get here without him finding us. So he's a little shocked that we did. But we finish up that level. Oh. And we're pretty much done with Winter Tundra right now. We just need to do a little bit of cleanup, which is just the last few gems between here and like the homeworld portals. And since I missed that flame charge earlier, I wasted like a second trying to get it back. But I head bash all these rocks that have gems in them. And what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to get these two, and Sparks can actually grab them as I'm teleporting. And I didn't get all the gems, so I actually have to go back to Winter Tundra. So this is like a 30-second, 40-second time loss, depending on where the gem is. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but I'm hoping it's somewhere easy to get to. And it's actually all the way up here for some reason. Oh, I remember which gem it is. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just use one of these portals and hope it takes us somewhere where we need to go. And that's the split there. See, we lost 36 seconds to it. And that's fine. We're actually in the complete wrong area right now. So we're actually going to run back because I don't want to mess up on any of my splits. It was probably a bad idea to miss that gem. But now what we're going to do is get all the gems we should have gotten as we were coming out of that homeworld portal. And pretend like it never happened. See, we're losing another 20 seconds here from running back to the area, but that's fine. I'm a chill guy, so it's not like I care that much. And Colossus is a not very fun level, to be honest. You get to play hockey in it, but the hockey isn't fun. So we're going to avoid all these goats here, and then the main gimmick of this level is you have to talk to all these monks to like open doors, but we can just go out of bounds to ignore them. And that ox actually jumped over my shot, which was kind of crazy if you think about it. But we're gonna go out of bounds here. Just kidding. We're gonna climb back up because my movement's actually pretty bad in this level. And then we're actually going to try to flame charge 2 baskets through the wall, which we do end up getting. We double jump up here, and the professor's over here now for some reason. I don't know how he got here so quick.
Keep going.
But we actually did like a small little talk box skip right there by hitting one of the statues early, and the statue's part of his minigame. He's like being cursed by all these green statues. And he wants us to like kill the spirits in there. And fair enough. So we get all these gems, and this jump right here is kind of hard, but we hit it first try because we're chill like that. And chat, I hope you're getting all of this in your notes, because this is going to be on the test next week. And now we're doing the Yeti cutscene, which is unskippable for some reason. He ends up getting smashed by a big tiki statue thing. He said, "I thought the Yeti," but now we have the Colossus Talisman, and these levels, and for the rest of the game, really, we're going to get talismans at the end of level talk guy, who the talismans we were supposed to use to get to the gulp fight, which we didn't really need to do, because if you were here earlier and you were taking notes, you would have known that we did gulp skip to skip into gulp.
You have 2 minutes to
So this is the hockey minigame, but we're going to try to do a precise jump here every time for the first hockey. So you get the puck, because normally this guy just wants to throw it to the goalie, who will, as you can see right now, will hit it to the opposite side of the ring, and then we have to go slowly skate over to grab it and then spit it in, and it loses like about 10-15 seconds each time you miss it. So I'm going to try to miss it as little as I can, because I'm already losing a bunch of time in this level. I don't want to lose too much. So this is the last one for Hockey 1, and we do end up getting 4 out of 5. That's not bad. We would have liked 5 out of 5. But now we get an orb, and he's going to ask us if we want to play again, but this time it's going to be a 2-on-2 match, where we have a goalie, they have a goalie, but there's also 2 guys trying to get the puck into the other goal. And one thing that this hockey minigame does is that if you knock the guy over and like pick up the puck, or have it get hit to the other goalie. Oh, here's something. You can pick up the puck and charge along the side to get in like that, but if he hits it right here, we're able to like knock this guy down and put him in a specific spot, which it didn't actually go to the goalie, but if it did, he would have tried to hit it to the guy in the red. But if we line ourselves up in between him and the goalie will actually just hit it to us. We can just spit it straight into the goal like that. And this will be on the test next week, guys. I cannot stress that enough. So we actually got a pretty bad hockey too, all things considered. Like we got some of the like slower cycles we could have gotten there, but it's fine. We're only like about 50 seconds behind where we should be. And remember, 20 of those seconds are from our little mix-up in Winter Tundra from not collecting that gem when we should have. But we're actually going to get the rest of the gems here while we get the rest of these statues. This one you can flame charge on the side and it'll still pick it up. And we're coming up on the last two. And we're going to pick up some gems while the teleport for the professor is happening, because he teleports us back to him so he can give us an orb. But we get those gems while we're being teleported. And then he gives us the orb. And so now all we have to do for the rest of the level is just clean up the rest of the gems. So we go back here, we get these gems. We jump over to this building. And due to Spark's like increased range, we're able to get all those gems really easy. And yeah, the rest of this level is pretty easy. We get the last of the gems, and then we exit the level, and we lost 27 seconds compared to our average. If we're comparing against our personal best, we're actually 2 minutes, 19 seconds behind. But that's fine. I wasn't expecting this run to be that good, and I'm chill like that, so it's like, you know... Yeah, it's fine. So now we're going to Idle Springs. Oh, sorry. I thought of something funny, guys. So, getting back on track, we're going to go in Idle Springs. And we're going to do a bit of, like, funny movement here at the beginning. So we want to kill that guy, so he opens up the door. And we tried to fireball this chest here early, so we get all these gems, like, as they're dropping, instead of, like, having to sit there for a second. We go into the water here, and I didn't flame charge for some reason. So now what we're going to do is fireball that base. We're not going to get it just yet, because you'll see when we get it later. Collect the rest of the gems down here, because we won't be coming back to this part, but I almost talked to this guy. I don't need to do that. So we're going to actually solve this little puzzle real quick, which you just need to hit all 4 of the corners. Get the last of those gems as we dive in the water. And this is actually the most RNG part of the run. So we're going to line up our camera. That's 1 red fish. And we're looking for the blue and the yellow ones. Or orange, depending on what you want to call them. That's 2 reds. 3 reds. And we're trying to get the least amount of red fish possible. 4 reds. So I'm just going to count up the reds here. 5, 6, just so you guys know like what the RNG can do. 7, 8, 9. Then as we get the last fish, we dive into the water to get that 5 gem. What's up, Grapevine? 8 billion fish? Yeah, there is quite a few fish in that lake there. So after the fish minigame's done, we're going to go through the rest of the level, and there's some of these tikis that are like assaulting these woodworkers, I guess they're called. We're going to wait for Sparks to pick up that, and that probably ruined the cycle over here. Yeah, it did. He started running again. And that's okay. I'm a chill guy, so it's not like I really care that much. So normally he would have had the door open by now, but we gotta wait for him to open the door. And we're gonna get all these gems over here. Kill this tiki guy, so he can open up the door for us. And we're actually gonna do a cool jump that isn't really necessary. But if you double jump here and then you flame charge, you can actually hit a chest that's in the roof, which is it saves us a little time later on in the level. But now we're on the last minigame for this guy, where we have to jump on all these colored buttons. I don't know why he can't figure this out himself. He's probably stupid. Spyro hit the chill guy pose? Probably. But we're actually going to try to save as much time as we can, so I'm going to try to get the box proxy, which I didn't get the fast version, but we're able to jump through this window, and it's actually the fastest way to get up to these gems over here. which normally you have to go to the end of the level and then run all the way here and all the way back, which is really slow, so we don't want to do that. And chat, I hope you guys are writing this down. This is going to be on the test next week. I cannot stress that enough. So we're actually going to get all these gems here, and we're going to start the Hula Girl minigame, where we have to supercharge all of these little tikis that Hula Girls are standing on. But we can fireball the last one and get these gems while the cutscene's happening. And then we skip through the cutscene, and we get an orb from this person who was trapped by a weird female tiki. It looked really weird, but we killed it with, like, thunder or something. I don't know what the Hula Girls really did. They just sort of danced. But we're getting the last of the gems here, and we're actually going to try to get a little slingshot, which we missed. Slingshot is if you get into a talk box and charge at the same time, you'll still charge while you're talking to the guy. And we're going to try to get, we were trying to get those gems while we were talking to him to save a bit of time. But it's fine if we missed it. So we get these last few gems here. And then now we're able to leave Idle Springs because this level's kind of bad. We lost 6 seconds compared to our average, but that's fine. Oh man. But now we're gonna do one of the most important parts of the Spyro series, which is actually learning how to glide and hover. Which Hunter's here, he just taught us how to jump. We haven't jumped before. So now we're gonna glide, and and he's like, all right, now you have to do a longer glide, which is, you know, full hop and then glide. We actually charge jump, which emulates a full hop. But now we have to add everything together and hover at the end. So we're gonna hover just to make Hunter feel good, even though we didn't really need to hover to get to that platform. So we get his orb, and we're actually gonna do a much harder glide right here just to impress him. And we get this orb, which we actually were supposed to go to the beginning of Summer Forest to get over here. But since we skipped all that, we're able to go back over here, get all these gems, flame charge those, and we're actually able to get a swim in air. And I'm glad that I got that first try for you guys, because it's really impressive what you do. We get all these gems, and then we can just go out of bounds right here. I'm going to try to shoot those vases before we get over here, so Sparks will grab all these gems as we're charging by. No need to stop. And then we're gonna get out of bounds again, get all this orb, and there's 10 red gems up here that if we miss one, it's kind of annoying to get back. But Sparks is normally good about grabbing all of them. Then we're gonna go out of bounds one last time to not talk to Elora and go right into Ocean Speedway, which is the next speedway we're seeing in this run. And Ocean Speedway, it's honestly probably one of the more difficult speedways. But we actually hit 5 boats there. And then if you fireball underneath the track, you're able to hit some of these race cars. Because everything dies to the fireball, pretty much. I'm gonna charge here, turn back around, supercharge through here, hover, fireball that guy, and then go over to these here, which is really nice that we got all that in order, because that actually sets us up nice for the cycle later on for the rest of the boats we need to get. But we're actually going to get all the rings here now that we've gotten all the cars, and the last 3 boats are right here. So we're going to shoot 1, 2, 3, pause on the last hit so we can get out of the time attack as quick as we can. I'm gonna supercharge off of this ramp, and we're gonna talk to Queen Finny right here.
I guess now. All right.
And now we have to follow Hunter through a bunch of these rings, but we're not actually gonna follow Hunter because that's super slow, because his route sucks. So we're actually gonna come up with our own route on the fly. I'm just gonna get this ring now because I think it's cool. And we're gonna try following Hunter again because I realize he actually knows where to go. So we're gonna start supercharging on here. Jump, and then we're gonna just ignore where Hunter's going because I think he's stupid again. We're gonna get these rings and then this ring, and then we're gonna supercharge along here, get this ring, and then we saw Hunter for a couple frames there, but we actually got that ring he just flew through. Get this ring, dive up, get that ring, and then we dive down, and then we get these 2 rings, and as we can see, we only have 1 ring left. So we're going to turn the camera, and you can see Hunter up there like an idiot, because he's super slow, actually. She says gritty, so any of you in chat, write that down because that will be on the test next week to hit the gritty. And I was really hoping that would gold. That was really close to getting a new gold there. I was 0.6 seconds off, so maybe some better movement would have helped me out there. But that's fine. I'm a chill guy, so I don't really care if I didn't gold or not. So we're going to get these gems. And now we're going to be entering Her Coast, which is... Oh, excuse me, chat. So we're entering Her Coast, which is one of my least favorite levels in Summer Forest, and probably the whole game, specifically for one mini game that we'll see at the end of the level. We're gonna get all these gems here in a efficient fashion, using the utmost of like our sparks range and routing. We're gonna get all these gems. And did that yellow not pick up? It did. Okay, I'm just wasting time here. I could have sworn that I heard the yellow fall down and then not actually pick up.
Spyro.
But if that ends up being true, we'll have to go back, and that'll be like a
Remember to
minute
press
time
triangle
waste.
when you are very close to the window, or you won't make it.
But we just talked to SpongeBob, actually, because SpongeBob is in this level, and we're gonna go out of bounds to hit this button. Because he gave us an orb, and we're gonna like solve this problem by hitting that button. We're shutting down a generator, even though these guys kind of want electricity for some reason. I don't know why they would shut off a generator. But we're gonna do a really tight out of bounds flame charge. And we actually missed one of those vases. But now we're getting the talisman, which is, it looks like a gear, you know, because these guys do electricity, machinery, all that. It's kind of funny. These baskets jump out of, through that electric gate, which it's only solid on one side. We actually got hit by Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank there. And you'll see him a lot through this level. Along with Clank, they're just everywhere. We're gonna get these gems, and that out of bounds that we did, the out of bounds flame charge, that saves us some time because we wouldn't have to get them later on, which would have been like a 5-second time waste probably. But as we're going through the level, we get hit by Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank again, which is fine because there is some fodder throughout the level that we can get. So I'm gonna get that guy. And the fodder in this level is actually a rat. Now, we're coming up on the worst mini game ever created, and I actually did miss that 10 at the beginning of the level, so this is not very good. But since we're here, we're just going to do the lightning stones anyway. And there's a very specific order that you want to do very quickly to be able to get the best cycle for these little purple thief guys, who really want to just like toss around the lightning stones for some reason. I don't know how they pick the lightning stones up out of here because Spyro's not able to do it. Does that mean that they're more powerful than Spyro? Food for thought. So we actually messed up the cycle a bit there because we bonked, but it's fine. We're just going to quickly pick up these lightning stones, put them back into place, and there's only 4 guys that'll spawn over there. So, and just like in that other area, there's only 4 that will spawn. And we actually got one to spawn really quick. So we pick up this last lightning stone for this area, toss it in its spot, and then we grab the very last lightning stone, head over to this one right at the start, and if we jump in this spot, we're actually able to get both of them to spawn while we fireball them, which is kind of cool. We're losing a lot of time in this level.
Thank you, Spyro.
Because, you know, we did end up missing that 10 at the beginning, which I did turn around to look for it, which, you know, it's really rude of the game to, like, not, like, give it to me, because I charged through it, and I think everyone saw it. And I think what ended up happening, yeah, it did fall down to the bottom, which did lose me a lot more time. But we only lost 14 seconds compared to our average, and versus our personal best, we lost 24 seconds, which isn't that good. This run hasn't been that great, honestly. But now we're going to let Sparks do some of the work here, and we're going to go into Sunny Beach almost immediately, because it's right there. And basically, Sunny Beach, it's a fun level to watch, so long as I, like, get all the movement correct. And we're really going to push Sparks to the limit here. So we're going to jump out of bounds, and we actually end up getting the fodder. It's a small time loss, but no one really cares. So we end up getting the movement there correct, and I was just letting that speak for itself. So we double jump to avoid the shovel guy, and we actually picked up Sparks, which loses a bit of time, so we have to wait for Sparks to eat the butterfly that's dropped from the fodder. So now we climb up this ladder, and we do some cool jumps to get over here. And now we're going to try to blind fire. And you see we've been, like, shooting these crates. That's actually one of the mini games we have to do for this level. Is free all the turtles from the crates. And normally we have to activate, like, a separate fireball power-up to do all that. But since we already have fireball from the permanent super flame we got in Dragon Shores, which I hope you guys remember, because it should have been in your notes. And this turtle sometimes just doesn't want to go onto the button. But that's fine. I'm a chill guy, so I won't really care that much if he doesn't. I'm gonna do another little jump here, flame charge that, and we're not gonna get this crate immediately because that is the last crate. And as soon as we get it, we will teleport back to another NPC earlier in the level, which we don't want to do at the moment. So now we're going to do the turtle soup minigame, which we have to keep all these turtles from getting into that green soup right in the center there. I fireballed it just in case, like, no one's able to see it. But we get an orb for saving 2 turtles, and this chef is wanting us to leave because he wants to make turtle soup. But we can't let him because we need to get all the orbs. The turtles spawn in a specific pattern every single time. So if you memorize it, you're just able to, like, know where all the turtles are going to be hopping out. And make sure you guys write this down. Again, you will be quizzed on this before the test next week. And yeah, it's a really slow mini game because the turtles only come out so fast. But so long as you memorize the pattern, it should go by the same amount of time every single time. You shoot the pot twice for good luck, and now there's one technique that hasn't come up yet in the run, and Spyro's actually able to shoot through walls if his face is right next to them. We're going to shoot that last box we saw earlier through the wall, teleport back here and get the last 2 gems, and just like that, we're able to leave Sunny Beach. So I actually messed up the double jump there, but we're able to fireball that button. I like to flame charge those 2 vases. Get all these gems, and now we're going into Aquaria Towers, which is the level that they decided that they did not like swimming as a mechanic. So you don't really see swimming that much for the rest of the entire game after this level. We're going to quickly fireball this button, because the gimmick of this level is you hit buttons to fill the ocean for some reason. And we're going to use that out-of-bounds fireball trick again to hopefully hit a button on the other side to fill up the rest of the water in the level. And we're going to collect the rest of the gems around here. And if you guys do have any sort of thalassophobia, I would look away from the screen now, because there is sharks, giant scary metal sharks that will insta-kill Spyro actually. So we're going to try our best to not get eaten by them, but sometimes it's just unavoidable. Alright, so we got all these sharks in this tunnel here. And we're gonna do some specific movement to make sure that we get all the gems in like this tunnel here. And I'm gonna turn here, wait a second for Sparks to catch up, because Sparks is actually really slow in the water, just like Spyro. And it takes him a second. However, he does have a much bigger range, which is probably why he is slower. And we're gonna do a jump here, and I actually didn't get the jump, so normally I would have showed you a cool, like, we call it suicide sharks, because you jump into the shark pit without killing any of them first. But if I miss that jump, normally I don't go for it, because it's almost guaranteed that I will fail. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to show that to you guys this run. But that's fine. I'm sure you guys are all chill with that. So now, as you can probably tell, we're back towards the beginning of the level. And one funny part about this is the actual end of the level is right on top of the beginning of the level. So we get the last talisman for Summer Forest. And now we're going up to the last part of the level, which is only accessible after you get all the water like going. We're gonna do an out of bounds here, and you're probably wondering, like, why am I just charging into the floor? Like, this is the only way to out of bounds that we know of, because normally there's a wall that'll push Spyro back, but if you charge straight down at an angle, he will charge through the little invisible, like, push thing, and now we're out of bounds. And we save this seahorse, which we're normally supposed to save, like, it's either, like, 8 of them, I think. But King Flippy, we rescue his last kid, and he thinks, like, since that was the 8th one, we had to have, like, rescued the first 7. He's a bit stupid, though, and doesn't know how to count. So he's only fine with his last kid. And now we're doing the Hunter Manta Ray minigame, which is kind of fun. We just sort of, like, guide this Manta Ray through all these bubbles, and we're trying to, like, position the Manta Ray so that we're able to, like, get Sparks to pick up a bunch of gems along the way. So that at the end of the level, we don't have to, like, turn around from Hunter to, like, go get them, because it's actually really slow if you don't, like, do that. So we're gonna do the last Manta Ray minigame, and we're actually gonna see something here where we might crash the game. I haven't ever crashed the game in this spot before, but never say never, I guess. So actually, another thing to note is that the Manta Ray can actually push the seahorse because it moves faster than the seahorse. So we're trying to, like, stay as close to behind him as we can. But we're actually going to turn out of the way, get these gems here, and if we go into this bubble ring backwards and turn around, actually we'll get that. And if you go through that second to last bubble ring before, like, you know, you, like, finish the minigame, you will crash the game there. I don't know why going through it the normal way after, like, going out of bounds will do that, but, you know, we don't really have to worry about it anymore because we're out of Aquaria Towers. So we're going to get the last few gems in Summer Forest here and go right into Autumn Plains, and we didn't miss any gems in Summer Forest, thankfully. So now we're on to the last homeworld, which is actually the second homeworld of the game. You probably saw when we were doing, like, Gulp Skip that we were around here. So we're going to climb up these ladders again, and there's actually a different route that you can do. I'm just not good enough to do it yet. I just haven't learned it. But that's fine. This route's still good enough. It's only 2 seconds slower than the other route. But we're going to be entering Scorch, which has one of the worst minigames in the entire series, I would think. In which we have to chase a guy called Bombo, and take all of his flags or something. But we're going to go to the end of the level first to actually activate that minigame, because his minigame takes place through the entire level. We're going to talk to Handel right here, who activates the Bombo minigame, so now Bombo will spawn on top of these towers. And I do another out of bounds jump, shoot that crate right there, and then I want to shoot this button and then shoot the top of that tower there. And you saw Bombo spawn, but the button actually wasn't hit because this game was programmed by Neanderthals, I'm pretty sure. And so this is Bombo. He's going to be throwing little bombs at us the rest of the level as we chase him back towards Handle to steal his flag from him. But as we're doing that, we're also going to be trying to getting gems because he is really slow. And we didn't get a certain jump there towards the end of that, but that's fine. It's like a 1 second time loss. Now we're going to be going back through the level, getting that fodder right there, and getting these gems. There's another one of these crates right here, which normally are only opened by fireworks, in case you didn't know, chat. I'm going to get all these gems up here. We actually killed a fodder with that fireball on the crate, so that wastes some time because Sparks, despite being full health, cannot help but eat all the butterflies he can. And this is the monkeys minigame, where you have to get Hunter to catch all these monkeys in a barrel. And at the beginning of the minigame, if you spam X and start quick enough, Hunter will actually still say the dialogue while you're doing it. And the dialogue goes as, "Great, just charge the tree before I get hit. I'll be able to catch the monkeys as they fall. Follow me." And we don't actually have to charge the trees. We can still fireball them because the fireball is like the most goated thing in this entire franchise, pretty much. But as we get to the last monkey here, as we just wait for Hunter to slowly walk around, I'd like to charge that tree there just because it's funny to see the coconut fall down. Hunter gives us an orb which comes out of the barrel of monkeys, so I'm assuming one of the monkeys had it. I'm not sure. I haven't actually read the dialogue there. But we're going to talk to Bombo for the second time. And we're going to do some, this little jump right here. It's normally kind of difficult, but we got it first try. And there's one part I am worried about right here. It's where I have to go around the blind corner into some of Bombo's bombs. And if you get hit by one, you have to go back to the start of the section of the like Bombo minigame, which is not optimal, and we do not want to do it. But we're going to get these gems while the Bombo cutscene's playing, hopefully, and we didn't actually get that basket, so that will be a little bit of time loss later.
You're so cool.
But that's perfectly fine. I'm a chill guy, so I don't really care about getting that basket. We're going to get this 5 that we could have gotten earlier, but now we're going to go up here, and we're going to try to snipe Bombo. And we actually did hit Bombo there, which was pretty good. Because having to like go into the first-person camera to snipe him is actually really slow, if you couldn't tell. So we're going to get the last of the gems around the beginning of the level, and we're going to go back up here and get the rest of these gems. We're going to attempt to do a little wall glide to get out of bounds again. And if we go right here, Bombo will actually chase us to the end of the level. So now what we're doing is we're trying to get all these gems as fast as we can, and then we're going to talk to Gretel, who is actually Handel's sister, who will give us the Scorch Talisman, which is like a little bug. I don't know what it has to do with the level. But we get to the end of the Bombo minigame here. Bombo gives up his last flag. And Handel gives us the last orb of the level. And as we leave Scorch, we actually save some time against our average. We lost some time against our personal best, which is fine. We're staying around like 2 minutes 20 behind, which is pretty good despite all the mistakes we've made so far. And by we, I mean me, chat. Because you guys aren't actually playing. You're supposed to be taking notes, actually. So we get all these gems, and now we're heading into Breeze Harbor, which is a fun level. I like the movement in it. There is an out of bounds that can like kill basically a full minute of our time, which I'm gonna try really hard to avoid that happening, because that did happen on my last run, chat. And we're gonna activate, like the gimmick around this level is that there's little fires that these like water guys are putting out. And we're supposed to activate all of them, but we're not actually going to activate all of them because, you know, it's really slow to go through the level like that. We are, however, going to leave that guy for later so he doesn't kill the fodder, because we can actually do a clam proxy, which I'll show you later in the run for this level, hopefully. But we can actually get these gears that are normally part of like a trolley mini game, which people have a lot of trouble with for some reason. But we can actually collect the gears for the trolley mini game while running around the Spyro, which is a lot faster than playing the trolley mini game. So we're just gonna use a specific route to get all these gears here. Then we're gonna get these gems. We're gonna do a cool jump. Sparks actually grab those two greens down there. And then we can snipe these metal guys, hopefully. You know, if I don't suck. Yeah, if you wait a specific moment for it. And yeah, so we end up getting the orb for killing all of those mine guys, which you probably didn't know that was a mini game. It's hidden knowledge, actually. So we do activate that fire thing to distract those two enemies so they don't actually hit us while we're getting the gems. And we're gonna go over here, and we're about to do the clam proxy, so hopefully it works out so I can show you guys. And we get a great clam proxy. As you can see, it shoots us straight up into the sky, and we're able to start getting these gears really quick. Otherwise, we'd have to do that climb with the double jumps you saw earlier to get onto the track in the first place. But we're gonna get the rest of the gears here. I'm gonna snipe that that crate right there. And there's a soft block right here, which if we get too close to the trolley, which you can see there, Spyro will walk into it forever, and it'll lose time. But we actually did get the out of bounds, and we didn't lose time, because if you do end up dying at all on this level before like getting the gear, orb, you have to get all the gears again, which he'll say, trouble with the trolleys, eh? Which is not funny to hear him say that. But we're gonna get the last gems here, and I didn't get the slingshot, but that only loses like half a second, so I'm pretty fine with it. And after we get the talisman, we're gonna jump back down onto this boat, and we're gonna snipe a basket over here, so Sparks has time to grab it after it takes time falling. And as we finish up Breeze Harbor here, I just want to make sure that you guys are still taking notes, because this is going to be on the test next week, guys. So that was a pretty decent Breeze Harbor. We only lost a second to our PB. And as you can see from my splits, we actually, Scorch and Breeze Harbor, their names were switched. I do have a channel point redeem in my channel that changes the name of the splits. So if that's something you're interested in, just making me confused whenever I speedrun, you can change the names of the splits, and I won't know what level I'm supposed to be going into, unless I memorize the route, because I took notes. But the next level we're going to be going into here, guys, is Skelos Badlands, and it's a fun level. So we're going to get all these gems over here first, and as you can see over there in front of Spyro, that's where we're going to be ending the level. There's a big, like, pretty much just auto-scroller mini-game that happens over there, but we're going to ignore that for now, because there's another mystery jar here. And during the mystery jar cutscene, we're going to try to get our movement to, like, be able to, like, get Spyro to glide to certain places, because it saves time from, like, not moving at all during the cutscenes. I'm going to take some damage there, and we have to be really careful about, like, how much damage we take in this level, because we need to have Sparks at a certain point in every part of the level. So I actually messed up right there. So now I'm going to be Sparksless for this next part here, guys. But that's fine, because I actually missed that guy, which doesn't normally happen if you do a full hop and then glide into it. But as you can see without Sparks, because this is the first time we have been Sparksless in the run, Sparks is very important for collecting gems, because if you don't have them, you have to, like, physically get Spyro to grab the gems, which is really slow. But we got Sparks back right there. We're gonna double jump up here, fireball that bone cage, which normally we have to shoot rocks at to open, and we're gonna glide over here. And this is why we need to, like, keep Sparks, because normally we'd be at green Sparks right now, but we're actually at no Sparks. But there is another Sparks fodder right there. But we're gonna get that last bone, and then we're gonna get these gems here that we weren't able to pick up before. And then during that vase cutscene, we're gonna, like, you know. So I actually messed up here, guys. Normally you're supposed to fireball flame jump that guy. And I actually took damage during the cutscene, which I didn't know you could do, but that's actually pretty bad, because we have to get these gems over here sparksless again. But we got all the bones, so we saved the guy. And now we're going to be getting the talisman for Skelos from Glug here. He's a really chill guy, just like me. But we're going to double jump over here. We're going to get the rest of these gems that we skipped earlier. And I tried to get that fodder so I could have a higher sparks level. And we're getting all these gems here, which is pretty chill, because these are the last gems in the level before we do this auto-scroller minigame. We're going to double jump across, because getting that NPC to lower the bridge is actually super slow. You have to talk to him, and then there's an animation. And it's really awkward to get Spyro along it. But since we have Fireball, this minigame's actually pretty easy, so we can just Fireball all the lizards instead of having to run up to them. I'm going to try to do something funny here. So I jump, and you can headshot this NPC here right before he gives you the orb. So, and there's actually like a slim chance they'll give you a second orb after this minigame here because of that headshot we did, because you might get confused. Because he already gave us one orb, but he probably won't remember. And we actually missed the pre-fire on this guy. But
Thank you for helping.
we finish up that mini game, and we do get the extra orb, which is something really nice to see. We are losing a bunch of time in this level because being sparksless makes you lose a lot of time in that level. Against my PB, I lost 14 seconds, almost 15, which is not that good, but against our average segments, we're still pretty far ahead. So as we go through Autumn Plains here, this might just be the very last instance of swimming that we see for the rest of the run. So yeah, enjoy it while it lasted. But now we're going to be going into Crystal Glacier, which is actually the sister level of Skelos, because these have the same like cavemen guys, but this time they're in a frozen place. They still got the bones through their heads and all that. It's kind of goofy. But we're going to ignore all the guys that got frozen by these like little ice wizards. And we're actually going to die at the beginning of the level. That's actually just so we can get the gold sparks back. I'm kidding, guys. That actually was not intended. We're supposed to be able to make this glide and this hover. And I missed it a second time. That's okay, though. Since we got a lot of extra lives, we can actually like afford to lose some lives here. But that jump felt good. And we are going to make it across this time. And we're going to get the rest of these gems here in the beginning area. And I didn't mean to free that guy, but I guess he's free now, unlike the rest of his friends are going to be. And this is actually, quote-unquote, the hardest jump in the entire game, according to me, on my last run, because I wasted a whole minute trying to do that jump there. So I actually missed some of these guys, which is not good, but we're going to try to like get all these gems as quickly as we can. And for some reason, Spyro did not hover over that ledge, which was unfortunate, but now we're going to get to the ending of the level, or the supposed ending. But one thing is, you see me killing a lot of the enemies here. We actually want to get to 15 soul particles like we did in Robotica Farms, if you remember that. You should have taken notes on that, guys. We're going to do a little out of bounds jump, because normally you have to free all the little cavemen guys to like free this guy. And he says ow because you're supposed to roll that giant snowball we saw at the top of that hill into this building to like open it up. But we're not going to do that because that's really slow. We're going to get the last of these gems here, and we're going to do the next mini game, which is killing all these Draclets, which are these little green spider guys in this tunnel. And these guys are actually, I don't know what exactly they're doing to the cavemen. I think they're stealing like all their food or something by just like chilling over here. They're pretty chill guys though, so regretfully I do have to like kill all of them. Like I have to commit mass extinction towards these guys, but that's fine. So as we kill this last Draclet here, we have to make sure he's on camera or else like the cutscene won't play. We're gonna get our last orb, and then we're gonna see a We're gonna double jump during the super fly, which gets us over to this nice road level. Otherwise, we'd have to take like a little whirlwind to charge all the way over here, which is really slow. And we're gonna see the best boy in the entire series, George. Everyone, make sure to say hi to George. You don't have to take notes on this. This is just something you can do. He's really chill, just like me. So make sure you say hi to George. He's a snow leopard. And the mini game is we're going to be feeding him 3 fish from each of the little pools around this area. So as we feed him this first fish, we won't get to see him eat that one. We're going to run back over here and get this gold gem, which gets us all the gems in this level. And we still have enough time to run back and feed George the second fish as soon as he gets here. Make sure he's like really nice and hungry. And I like to charge jump under that bone there just because it looks funny. And it doesn't save any time, it just looks cool. And it's swag, so... And everyone likes swag. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do something called Fast George. And George, if you don't actually know, he is Jesus. And see this little puddle of goo? He can actually walk over it, as you saw right there. And that actually saves 3 seconds if you're able to hit that. There isn't a consistent lineup for that jump, or getting George to walk over it. It's just if he really feels like it. But with that, Crystal Glacier is over with. We did lose some time there because I did fail the jumps at the beginning of the level, like, a lot. But that's fine, though. I'm chill. And now we're going to be getting these gems and heading into the next level, which is Zephyr. And Zephyr is a very difficult level for a lot of runners because the Cowlicks. Cowlicks are basically demon spawn from a different reality that somehow escape a pen despite not being able to jump. Or Little Bo Peep just let them out. Little Bo Peep is in this level, guys. So we're gonna do this out of bounds jump here if I can actually hit it for once in my life. But you're supposed to walking double jump and then hover, and as you see, there's another little area, and we're just gonna go to a further part of the level. And Sparks actually took some damage there. And everything wants to get in the way of this run, but I'm not gonna let it. So there was a chest we wanted to like snipe from further up, but we didn't end up actually hitting it. But we did hit that before we got all these gems, which it was actually found to be about a second faster by Zachary Lawrence, I think it was. But as we get over here, we get these last gems, and then we talk to the NPC here. And we've already lost a bunch of time in this level because I think we're about 30 seconds behind, but that's fine. We're going to do the easiest out of bounds you've ever seen in your life and get all these gems up here. And normally to get to this top area of the level, there's a Jack and the Beanstalk sort of mission that the professor gives us. But he's able to just teleport up here, and since he thinks that we used all the beans, he'll give us some more. But we're actually not going to need it, because if we just charge jump and then hover, we're actually able to make this gap, and then if we just double jump, we can just get up here and talk to Juliet, because Romeo and Juliet are actually in this level. And Juliet flies down, and you can see them making love to each other down there. Kind of chill, but we don't really care, because now we're going to see our first instance of the Cowlick in the run. The Cowlicks don't really pathfind like normal beings on this plane of reality, but we're going to try to control them using the fireball, because it actually blasts them really far away. And what we're doing is we're collecting all these gems because we won't be back towards this part of the level. While we're trying to hurt these two Cowlicks that were the only Cowlicks back here as far as I'm aware. And as you can see, their pathfinding isn't that good. We want them to get to this part so we're able to like charge them across. And I don't know where that other Cowlick went. Oh, as you can see, sometimes they just fall down because, again, they're a multi-dimensional being that is able to just slip past your vision, pretty much. They're not very fun, and I think that the developer who made them is probably laughing his ass off right now, because calyx are very difficult to control. But we're gonna get all these calyx, and we have another 2 calyx with us. And we can see Little Bo Peep over there. And we're gonna fireball all of his calyx back in there, because he can't keep them, like, in a pen by himself. And he needs our help to, like, go collect all of his calyx. Which is really annoying, but, you know, we gotta help Little Bo Peep out. He doesn't even have any legs. So we see another mystery jar in this level, which is the reason why we came to this part of the level before doing the beginning. So that we can get to this base as fast as we can while getting everything. And we get these last 2 calyx out here, and we're gonna try to like do like a little animation cutscene skip. We didn't actually hit it. You're supposed to be able to get like all the calyx in at the same time. And then you're just able to immediately talk to him again to get the next orb that he'll give us for rescuing his calyx. But instead we had to run back and go save those calyx anyway. So what we're doing now is we're taking some time to like run back to the next mystery jar location. And we need to take the mystery jar back to the beginning of the level pretty much to get the gems that are inside of it. But since there's no more calyx, the rest of this level is just pure movement. So yeah, what we're just gonna see is I'm gonna try to snipe that balloon, and I did hit it. Which lets us do like a little fun movement right here. So I actually didn't hit that base. And this is actually super bad. So now I have to go into first person to get all these gems out of here, because the fireball didn't actually hit it in the first place. But we're gonna clean up the rest of these gems over here. And what we're doing now is just collecting the last few gems in the level. We're gonna try to snipe the mystery jar. I believe I missed, yeah, I did miss the mystery jar there, but that's fine. We can just break it right now and then collect all the gems in it. And this is the end of Zephyr. So I actually lost a lot of time in this level. Because if we compare to, well, I lost 39 seconds to my average, and I lost 35 to my PB, which is not very good, guys. But now we're going to be going into our second to last speedway of the run, which is Metro Speedway. We talked to Allura to activate that whirlwind, which also opens up the Metro Speedway portal, which we need because we can't really go out of bounds in this homeworld like we can for Summer Forest or Winter Tundra. But we're gonna fireball all these pigeons because we don't like pigeons. And I don't know why Spyro didn't flap. And I'm losing time here already because I missed a fireball on that guy and I did flop. That's fine. I'm a chill guy, so I don't really care if I lose time. I just missed the supercharge there, so that's even more lost time. That's fine. And this is actually the hardest section in this speedway. Is getting all of these guys. You have to hit the small line that they're doing. And I meant to get a supercharge on top of there, but I actually missed it. Because I'm not super good at that part. And yeah, so we end off the time attack part of the level. And now we're going to go help the mayor deal with some robbers.
We've been having...
So the mayor has these bandits climbing up parts of Metro Speedway, stealing sacks of gems. So Hunter's gonna shoot the sacks off their back, and Spyro has to catch them. But we're gonna try to do some out of bounds, like supercharge stuff, to get this going a little faster. Because the faster we go, the faster Hunter flies. And the faster Hunter flies, the faster he shoots these guys. Which means that we can get the sacks of gem very quickly. Just trying to keep up a good speed as we go through here. We only have 4 sacks of gems left. Gonna get this one, immediately start supercharging, and we're gonna blind turn, but we actually bonked, so we messed it up a little bit. That's perfectly fine. And as we supercharge right here, we land right on top of the thief, and it immediately gives us the sack of gems. And just like that, we got the orb, and we can leave the level. And I actually lost 4 seconds to my average and 8 to my PB, but that's fine. Because I did mess up a little bit in that level. So what I'm doing now is I'm getting the rest of these gems, and Allure will actually teleport us to the next level, which is Fracture Hills. And as you can see on my splits, this level is actually called Fawn Bags. And Grapevine in chat, he redeemed the change of split name, and he named it Fawn Bags. So if you have any issue with that, talk to Mr. Grapevine. I'm sure he'd be able to help you out with that. So the main gimmick of this level is there's a bunch of satyrs trapped in stone, and we have to free all of them to open up the castle. There is an out of bounds thing we can do to like just completely ignore saving all of them, but I believe it is slower. Either that or it's like super hard. So I'm not even gonna attempt to try to like skip it. I'm just gonna do the route that I know how to do. So we're gonna get all these baskets here, and there's these earth shapers here in this level, which normally we can't kill unless we charge them into lava, or if Hunter will shoot them with his arrows, and then we head back to them. But since we have Fireball, they all instantly die if they get hit by it, just because, like, you know, the Fireball is all powerful. So what we're doing is we're getting all these Earth Shapers over here, because we're going to start a mini-game known as the Alchemist, the Alchemist actually tried turning Hunter's boots to gold. And Hunter, believing that it would make his boots gold, I don't know why he'd want them to be gold, they'd be really heavy. But the Alchemist says, oh, I can fix it, because his feet actually got trapped in stone, which was kind of crazy. So the Alchemist, what we're doing now is we're just getting all these gems, and since we killed all the Earth Shapers, which we normally have to charge away from the Alchemist to keep them from hitting him, we don't really have to worry about it. So we can just go to other parts of the level and start collecting all the gems around here to save us some time later. We're going to hit that satyr, and we're actually going to die here, which is a big time loss, if believe it or not. Because now we have to start the Alchemist mission all over again.
Great! Just keep those Earth Shapers away from me, and I'll take this potion to Hunter.
Big 2, we actually do land it this time. So that is a bit of time loss we have to deal with in case we're going for this route. But now we're getting this orb, because normally we have to use a supercharge around the entire level to save this fawn. But since we didn't have to do that, so I'm just wondering right now why the Alchemist is not saving Hunter. Oh, there it is.
Man,
So after Hunter's feet are freed from being in stone, he'll give us an orb for helping him out with that. And then he'll say like, hey, let's go kill all the Earth Shapers around here. And we're like, sweet.
we may...
But we actually already all killed them. So as soon as he turns around, he just gives us another orb. And we did try to like flame charge both those vases during in between those little cutscenes there, but that didn't end up actually happening. So now we're going to be getting the last 2 satyrs here. We're going to snipe this one from far away and then hit this one that's right next to us. So their talk boxes will actually overlap, and we won't have to talk to both of them. Now we're going to get these last few gems here. And this is the end of the level. It's getting the talisman from the fawn who was trapped in the castle. And once we get those last gems, we just pause and exit the level. And I did lose 35 seconds compared to my average and 46 compared to my PB. That's how much you lose if you do die to the like during the alchemist minigame, because having to get him to like redo it takes forever. But it's fine, because now we're out of Fracture Hills. Now we're going to be going into Magma Cone, which has the last instance of like major RNG in the run in the popcorn minigame. But I'll talk more about that whenever we get to popcorn. So I didn't mean to take damage there, it's just that I missed that basket. And my movement's pretty bad so far, at the beginning of this level. But now we're going to be going into that popcorn minigame I was talking about.
Hey, I'm ready when you are.
What's up, Mass? Thanks for coming into the chat. I'm actually explaining what's going to be on the test next week for this this class, which is this entire run pretty much.
Okay.
It's stuck on this game with the climbing ladder bitterly holding you back. Yeah,
I'll give you
some people have trouble with that, but you know, not me. I've been speedrunning this game since I was like 2 years old. And the popcorn minigame, it's really random where the popcorns hop out at. And we have to get to 15 before Hunter does, or we'll lose the minigame. But we're actually doing pretty well so far. And this is going to be the last popcorn here.
You're really.
So you're going to beat it as an adult. It's pretty good. But now that the popcorn minigame is done, we actually lost a lot of time there because, you know, we're actually really bad at this game. By we, I mean me, chat. I hope you're taking notes on this, because this will be on the test next week. So what we're doing now is we're getting all these gems as we go through the rest of the level. Because after the popcorn minigame, it's just this area, then the last area of the level. And get all these gems, hop up here, and we're actually going to do another out of bounds, like you saw for getting into the popcorn. But we're just going to use it to get up to the top of this level, because normally you have to use a bunch of ladders to climb up. We don't really need to do that, but we're going to get the last of these gems, and that's the last of the gems in this area. So we're going to do another out of bounds and glide right over here. Otherwise, we'd have to climb up the entirety of the volcano, which we don't actually want to do. So we're going to snipe that balloon, and then we're going to immediately drop down here. And this is the Party Crashers minigame. And all of these red guys are Party Crashers, so we need to kill all of them before they ruin the party. Because the satyrs in this level, they're all about partying. So, and we're going to overlap the two cutscenes. So as the volcano is closing, which brings us to the end of the level, we're actually getting the orb from the Party Crashers minigame, because we did kill all the Party Crashers. So this is pretty much the end of the level here. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to get a cool little glide to get these last two balloons. And as we go through this last little bit, we're going to get these last couple gems, and then we're going to leave the level. So that's the end of Magma Cone. And we actually did save time on our average segments and on our PB, which was pretty cool. But now we're going to be going to Shady Oasis, which is a pretty difficult level, all things considered. We get these last few gems in front of the Magma Cone portal. Flame charge that vase, which you probably didn't even know it was there, so you might want to take notes on that for the test next week. Oh man. So the main gimmick with this level is that it's an escort mission throughout the entire level. So we're going to try to get Shorty here through each of these gates, which he has to eat like a special apple from these special trees. Because he needs to become big to break the gates. I don't know why he doesn't just ask us to use like the fireball though, because the fireball is all powerful. I'm gonna snipe these two for the ending bit of the level. Gonna hit that enemy on the wall, which is really weird. And we're gonna get all these gems as we're going through here. And we're gonna be trying to get at least 18 spirit particles throughout this level. Because there is a acid immunity sort of power up. I don't know exactly what you'd call it, that we need to have activated by the end of the level. And we're sitting at 15 spirit particles right now, so we're in a really good position here. So as Shorty goes through the last gate here, we notice that there's another mystery vase in this level. And we're also going to activate the other mini game in this level, which is killing these lamp thieves. And we're immediately going to be talking to Shorty here, who will give us the Shady Oasis Talisman, which is the last talisman we'll see in the run, because this is the second to last level. That also should be on in your notes, chat. We're going to use the fireball to snipe that guy, and if you heard, we actually see that we killed him. So we're gonna try to snipe all these guys here. And we do end up hitting those. But we start this other minigame where we're supposed to like head bash his family trapped in rock. We're actually only gonna head bash one. And then we're just gonna use the fireball to snipe the rest of them. And I actually did get the slow cycle here, which I didn't shoot them with fireballs fast enough, because normally if you head bash, a bunch of them will come out at once. But we don't want to use the head bash as much as we can because it is slow to do the head bash. And we're going to be getting all these gems here. And as you see from this acid invulnerability, we can just run along this acid like George did earlier in the run. And we're going to snipe this last vase thief. And we're going to hit the mystery jar during the cutscene. I was actually really close to missing it there. And our acid invulnerability is over, and we're just going to be getting the last of the gems in this level here, which, as you can see, we're all right at the beginning from that chest we broke. And the mystery base ends up here, and we're going to try to catch some of these gems as they're coming out. And immediately we're just able to leave the level because we just got all the gems there. Actually saved time on my average and my PB. We're going to be going into the last level, which is a speedway. Pretty anticlimactic ending to it, but I'll talk about that when we get there. So what we're going to be doing now is going to be getting the last of the gems in the homeworld, which are the last gems in the game pretty much that we'll see physically. And we're on a good gem count. You should write that gem count down because that will be on the test later next week. And as you see, we completed Autumn Plains as soon as we entered Icy Speedway. And what we're doing now is we're going to be trying to snipe that guy. As you can hear, we did snipe him. And we're going to be getting the rest of these snowmobile Eskimos. I'm going to be charging through a bunch of these rings here, and you will see Nessie, also known as the Loch Ness Monster, 8 times in this level. So try not to be too afraid. He's actually a pretty chill guy if you look at him. And there's these guys just figure skating, but we're just gonna ruin their day by just like beating the crap out of them. So, and we're just gonna be fireballing these guys, because supercharging here would be really risky. And this is the last figure skater. We pause as soon as we hit him and quit the mini game, or the time attack. And we're going to be going to the last Hunter mini game, which we're going to be flying through some rings. Because, as you can hear Hunter saying, he's towing us behind his snowmobiles, and we're going to try to fly through the rings, but if we miss any, we'll have to start over. So chat, try to like keep that in your notes for the test next week. Try not to miss any of the rings. And the rings are always in the same pattern, so we don't even have to worry about like messing them up if we know where the rings are going to be. And we can also see the rings before they even come up, so it makes it a lot easier for us to like get all the rings in one go without failing the mission. So these last few rings are just going to be left, right, left, or something like that. So coming up with these last rings, I'm actually going to move the camera because it looks funny seeing Spyro from the front.
Wait.
And we're going to be getting the last orb, and time ends as soon as we get the last orb, with our final time being 1 hour, 45 minutes, and 7 seconds. Holy shit. So we're actually going to real quick to make sure we did get everything. So as you see, we 100%ed every level, so that is the end of this run. Run number 19, I believe it was. 19 or 20, something like that. Haven't been taking notes, you're definitely failing the test next week. I've been telling you, oh my god, you guys are the worst students I've had this year. I've been telling you guys for the last hour to be taking notes for the test next week. And you're here still telling me you didn't take any notes. I'm not going to be going through all this again. You'll have to like look up the Spark Notes online. I have this whole thing recorded, so you'll have to watch that on your own time after class is over. And I'm done with this bit. I am so done with this bit. It is so shitty.